truth as much as it tried to give some out. It worked to suppress it, keep people in deception.
Well, that's true, and they've tried to manage people and corral them and to order them around, and the same way the government does. So the church has been doing that, and as far as I'm concerned, as far as I know, the church is doing it as long as the government.
Controlled by the Vatican since Constantine in the Council of Nicaea. And that basically started this whole Vatican Roman Catholicism taking over the church, and then people decide, well, there was a Reformation and Catholicism, Protestantism split. It never split. The Catholics always dominated Protestantism, just underground with the Jesuits.
Yeah, I definitely agree. There was no split. It was total domination, as far as I can tell. And then, we had a guest on here one time, and I asked him, why is it that the Catholics always seem to have the priests that do the exorcism, and they said, well, we wield the power, and the Protestant church is just a kind of a nasty child, runaway, so to speak, of our fatherhood over them. They're just a disruly child, basically. But we're the ones that have the power because we're the ones we've been ordained of God, basically.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. They control the seminaries. Most of the preachers today. The Pat Robertsons and the Benny Hinns and all these well-known, very wealthy preachers are involved with secret societies, are involved with the Knights of Malta, are Jesuits from the Catholic Church. We haven't gotten away from anything.
Right. Sherry, I want to ask you, when is it that you expect to see a massive UFO invasion?
Well, the Bible codes are very specific that the month of July is a very dominant month. And every July you will see sightings, massive sightings over Washington, D.C., which I thought, was kind of funny because it's just this 1 month out of all the 12, July. A lot of people thinking that the Antichrist would rise on June 6th of 2006. I don't think it would be 2006. I think it would go 2007. But in September 20th of 2006 officially ends the age of the Pisces. The church age is over, and we begin the age of Aquarius, which is the Aquarian age. And so we end a church age, and the Aquarian age is nothing but an alien age. It's going to be the new age, this alien age. And that's when, during the time frame of that, when Satan will rise to power as the Antichrist. And so you're going to see a real transition period in 2006, the month of September.
Right.
And a UFO alien invasion could come July of 2006 or July of 2007.
Yeah. Now, you think that our military is in cahoots with them, or you think they have a massive defense plan ready to strike back? Because surely it seems like the military would know of this pending invasion.
Well, we have a divided military. You have your black military, which is the deep classified military nobody sees, and then you have the military up front that everybody sees, the Army, Navy, Air Force, you know how it is.
Yeah.
The black military is in cahoots with the aliens. They've been in cahoots with them since Roosevelt, since 1954, probably earlier than that. Eisenhower signing an agreement with them in 1933. So we have a history with them. All of this has been buried, kept away from the public, and classified.
Right.
So we basically have a black military and a shadow government that work together away from the public's eye. And the military and the government we see now is just for public consumption. President Bush isn't holding any real power on his own. It's all done behind the scenes by the shadow government.
Now, speaking
He's the puppet.
All right. Well, speaking of shadow government, somebody would like to know, do you believe that shadow people exist?
Well, sure, but I mean, it depends on what your interpretation of a shadow person is. There's
there's a kind
describe them as different things. I mean,
there's the kind that you see in the corner of your eye.
Black shadows, which are beings that are called phantoms, and they are from the demonic realm. They're like the Darth Vaders you see.
Yeah.
If you ever saw Star Wars, Darth Vader?
Oh, yeah.
Look just like them, but they come in different shapes and sizes. Or shadow people, I guess you would be considered talking about a ghost, more or less.
Yeah.
These are beings caught in the astral realm. That when they died, their spirits were caught in the astral realm. They didn't go to hell. They didn't go to heaven. They just got caught in Satan's playground called the astral realm.
Yeah. Now, do you think these shadow people that they materialize in different realms and they materialize here and then they go back with information, or are they sent here to do a job to work their havoc on humans?
Well, anybody involved with the astral realm, you're dealing with the fourth dimension, and in order to materialize in our dimension right now, they have to obtain some kind of a physical body, because they can't materialize in our realm with the bodies that they have. And this is where you'll get a lot of where demons will control and possess people. They could control their bodies so they can work through people.
Right.
Or aliens will possess human bodies. And you'll get into a lot of that with David Icke and a lot of material I have on my own websites about humans that can shape-shift into reptilians. These are aliens that control and possess human bodies. But the time is coming when that veil is going to be smashed, and you're going to be able to see all of these fourth dimension entities in third dimension. You got no problem seeing with your physical eyes.
All right. Well,
you won't need a physical body to operate.
Okay. Who is going to smash that veil?
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of chaos. And I talk a lot about that. And that's basically once this UFO and alien invasion comes and Satan starts setting up his reign on Earth. Just a lot of chaos, a lot of things happening. And the Bible forewarns it. You know, you look at Revelation chapter 9, Joel chapter 2, talks about these demonic armies rising, and that's what these are coming from.
Yeah. And now, who do you consider the two witnesses there in the book of Revelation?
I could hardly hear you. What was that?
Yeah. Who do you consider the two witnesses in the book of Revelation?
You know, people ask me that. I really don't know if they're going to be literal people from the past, like Enoch and Moses. Some people believe it's going to be Moses and Enoch, or Enoch and John, or
right.
you know, Enoch and Elijah. I know there's a book. There was a book in the Dead Sea Scrolls and Nicodemus, the book of Nicodemus, that said it would be that Enoch and Elijah would return.
Right.
And so it's either going to be something real literal, like they return, or it's representation of something else. At this point, I really don't know.
Okay. All right. Now, when these UFOs come, do you expect that they will blast us from the sky, or do you think they'll land and creatures will come out of the ships and then start battling with mankind?
Well, it's going to be a mixture. It's, you know, there's so many things that can happen at one time with this. They're trying to come and prepare mankind for their arrival as friendly beings coming to help mankind. But they can't. The thing they can't do is lie and hold it very long, because they all have tempers, and they all reveal themselves for what they are within time as it is. So they may bamboozle mankind and say, "Oh, we're your creators," and you have that new ideology coming out, intelligent design, which states that ultimately states that mankind was created in test tubes by these aliens, that they're returning to Earth to see how their creation's doing, that they're the gods, the Elohim of Genesis 1. And so they're going to come to Earth and claim that they're our creators and our forefathers. And that's why we're going to end up with millions of these Anunnaki. These Anunnaki are coming from Planet X, and they are giants.
Now, where do you think the location of Planet X is, Sherry?
Well, it'll come from the south, and it will go east. I think it's east now. I don't know why it's going to come from the south and go east, when I believe it's already sitting east. It's already came and gone, you know. But a lot of people are saying it's going to come up from the south. I think that's past already. I think it's by the sun. Really? Yeah.
Well, if it's by the sun, are you saying they have technology to keep the whole planet to where it doesn't burn up?
Well, they don't have technology to hide it. I have a link on my site at thewatcherfiles.com, and you can go there on any given night, and it's the observatory at Antarctica, and you can see Planet X as clear as day.
Really?
It's right behind the sun.
Really?
Yeah, and so you can go there and you can watch the trajectory of it. They're having a hard time hiding this thing because they're trying to hide the existence of this whole planet Nibiru. We call it Nibiru. We call it Planet X. I refer to it as Planet Rahab. But it is coming in, and they can't hide it much longer.
Wow.
I mean, you can go to that link on my site and just watch it every night.
All right.
It's huge. It looks like it's almost a double sun.
All right, Sherry, question here for you. Do you have any comment on the former Canadian Secretary of Defense warning of a pending intergalactic war?
Well, there is going to